Hello. We're getting set for the next run. I just thought I'd remind everyone that we are raising money for the ACLU. You can donate via the Twitch charity tool, which is located on. You should be able to see it on your screen right now. If you're on mobile, you will have to do !donate, and it will give you a link that will bring you to the landing page for donating. You can still subscribe to the channel. You just have to click the donate to cause button, whatever it's called on the stream, and there will be another tab to subscribe if you so choose. We're gonna have Hades up next. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for running.
Hey everybody, I'm bzarcher. This is Hades, and I just caught a fish. So I'm going to be doing a 3-weapon run, which is basically that we're going to beat the game 3 times using 3 different weapons. And I'm also using what the imaginatively named Community Mod Pack for Hades, which, guess what, was designed by the speedrunning community. And to make this run official, there's one thing we have to do first, and that's die. This doesn't get old. So I'll take a second here to talk about the mod pack while we come in. We'll also validate the run by petting the dog. Right, it was.
I mean, old father's nice to you at least, isn't he, boy?
Go make us proud, my son.
Dad, we've heard enough from you lately.
Come talk to me.
Greetings, Chef.
Collecting a couple things here, you never know that you end up
Till
being
next time.
useful.
You're back. Got all the way to the surface back there, huh?
Alright. So, we're going to be setting this up here, starting with our mirror. We're going to be using what's a pretty standard mirror configuration for marathons or speedrunning. Using God's Pride over God's Legacy to raise the chance for epic boons. I like using thick skin for marathon runs as opposed to the alternative, high confidence, because honestly it's a safety strat. Fiery Presence gives us some more damage when striking on undamaged foes. Deep Pockets gives us a little money to start. We've got a couple extra casts. We've got our Death Defiance. Greater Reflex basically improves our dashes. And Faded Persuasion here, which gives us the ability to alter the boons, which is very useful when you're looking for a specific combo.
Hey, I'm back.
The other thing I'm going to do here before I really get started is to show you how the Community Mod Pack works. So right now, I'm in what is the normal boon kind of shortcut screen to show you what your setup looks like. But you can see while we're in this room, we have this nice little button that says Configure Mods. We have some settings for the first hammer we get on each weapon. These are ones that were basically determined by the community as kind of the best options. You can see we have some things like Double Edge, Shadow Slash, Charge Skewer, Flurry Jab, Charge Shot, Triple Shot, Breaching Cross, Rocket Bombs, lots of fun. We have some balancing for the RNG. Right now Chaos is set to use vanilla settings. The mini bosses are set to the speedrun.com mini board preferences. This takes out a couple of the slower fights like the Barge of Death or Asterius. Thanatos is removed. Slows down things so much during when he pops into a chamber, and he also basically time locks the room, so we don't want that. And then our quality of life, we've got the chamber numbers showing regardless of our mode. We're going to have our timer running with intro and outro cutscenes turned off for the moment. Again, especially on a multi-weapon run like this, speeds things up considerably. Got our quick death enabled. And we've got some accessibility modes for turning on colorblind options. And you can personalize things so that, you know, this little warning here that mentions, hey, it's a modded game. I can make that very green. Very, very, very green. I like green. So we've got our rule set hash here. Credits for the folks that made it. Museus, Elenomop, Seagull. There's some of the main people maintaining it right now. Elemental P is great. Basically, this is all put together to do a lot of fun craziness. Makes the runs faster, makes them a little less RNG dependent. And it also makes it, you know, fun.
Could use the fist.
Fun is important. Then we're starting off with Malthon, the Twin Fists. the big party trick here is when we get up to 12 hits, we get that Giga Cutter, which basically does a bunch of hits in quick succession. Also, I'm turning down our heat gauge real fast because this is set pretty high. What we're going to be doing is basically we have Forced Overtime, which spawns enemies faster, Extreme Measures 2, which we'll explain when we get to Asphodel, and Tight Deadline, because that puts us on a timer and it also eliminates the time-locked rooms you can otherwise be thrown into by Hades during Tartarus. So, got our board, pack set up, our mirror set up. So we're going to get going here in 3, 2, 1, go.
This one's for you, Mother.
Isn't that sweet? I think that's sweet.
Ah, yes.
I've not seen ample blood spilled recently, so...
Alright, so unfortunately our Curse of Agony is just a regular flavor. I don't feel like burning a reroll on that, but that will be giving us bonus damage after every hit, and we're going to be looking for a build called Merciful End, which basically means that with the combination of Ares and Athena, every time you use one of Athena's wounds, so say your special or your dash, it will automatically trigger those Doom effects. So if we pump up a lot of damage on Doom, we can suddenly cycle a lot of damage very quickly. Looks like we're getting our first hammer here. Like I mentioned, the first hammers are preset by aspect as part of the mod pack. Oh, actually, I should mention, for those who have never played Hades before, it's a really great game. Try it. Really great community, too, if you think you might like to speedrun it. But one of the things we're going to be doing here is each of these biomes is randomly generated when you start the run. Just part of the quality of life. And it keeps things interesting. So the hammer we got is called Breaching Cross. Basically, it means when we see these gold armored enemies, if I do a dash strike, their armor goes away. Technically, it's like, oh, it does 400% to armor, or 500%, something like that. But really what it is this is armor be gone, and it means we get rid of them faster. So I got a choice between a well and chaos.
Let me have it.
I'm going to take chaos here to see what we get. Chaos rooms are great for us for speedrunning because they do usually take a lot less time than a normal room. They don't stop time like a free room, but do some interesting things, and actually, that's not bad. We take a short-term life total reduction. Our attack gets buffed by more than 60%. And it looks like we're going into a mini-boss room with Zeus here, so... Oh, good, it's the brothers. This is easy. These are their mini-bosses here in Tartarus, but the funny thing is they're regular enemies in Asphodel.
Father's treating you all right.
Sure, something like that. Alright, so we've got a few choices here. I'm gonna go ahead with Electric Shot.
The Thunder God's might.
That fills one of our main boons. It's also not a bad cast to have. We're also probably going to be trying to get Zeus's aid now that he's in our god pool. Basically, you normally get up to 4 gods. You can tweak it to get 5 if you really want to. But 4 gods are going to be the source of your boons per run.
Hey, sir.
And this is, in fact, one of those free rooms. This is our story room. So this is talking to Boldy and Sisyphus.
Cheers.
They're friends. And in this case, Boldy just gave us a move speed bonus, so hey, even better.
If only to say hi.
Absolutely. We love Boldy. We love both of these guys, honestly. They're friend-shaped.
Thanks for stopping by.
Welcome.
chaos has expired.
Oh, this is tough. We want Artemis. Kind of want Athena first, though. So I'm going to take the mid shop here, and I'm hoping maybe I'll get lucky. I didn't get lucky, but
I'll take this
I
one.
can grab Zeus. We'll grab... Ooh. See, we want Jolted as well, but Zeus's aid, again, fills out one of those core boon
Central
slots. And then we get a palm here, which we can use to buff our Ares. We may end up having to force Athena into Tartarus to fill out the pool the way we want. That's okay, we can work with that. But the only situation that we would not work with here is if they ended up forcing a god we didn't want. And since we're getting to end shop here...
Don't spend it all in one place, mate.
Alright, now we've got Jolted. Great. The way Jolted works is basically it will do additional damage to an enemy when they want to attack you. This is very useful for several reasons. And we get to talk to Electo. Electo's one of the Furies.
You till you're dry.
We're not friends. All there to give her a little bit of a lightning ride. You can see her rage goes up as she takes damage. This is because she's, well, a very unhappy, angry person. But we're also working this one out. She's perma-raged, which means she is toast. Bye.
Never enough.
No, it's really not. That's okay. We've gotten through our first biome, which is Tartarus. You probably guessed that.
Could try.
And like I mentioned, we're going to take Athena's keepsake here going into Asphodel. This is basically going to force her to show up.
Do I still need these?
Yeah, I think we can hang on to the boons I have right
Just go
now.
on it.
Sometimes you look at stuff and you're like, oh, you know, that's worth 150 gold. I can, well, obols, but it's gold. I can go ahead and trade that. Actually, really, technically, the real obols that were used in Greece were cast iron, so the more you know. Sorry, this is what happens when a history major becomes a speedrunner. But the obols, or obulis, were actually cast iron coins that were first minted in Sparta, and basically became common currency for the most part in Greece. They did also do copper and gold for certain things too, but your base value is usually cast iron for currency. That's why we actually don't have a lot of it. Pretty rare. Hey, it's Hermes. Hermes is an exception to that god
if you ever
thing.
do make it up here on this mountaintop for whatever reason, we should hang out, all right? I can show you around. Your friend, Hermes.
Isn't that adorable? Alright, we kind of want one of two boons here. We really want Hyper Sprint, or we want Greater Reflexes, which adds a bunch of dashes, but I don't want to burn half my rerolls right now, because we still haven't finished our core build. So I'm accepting Second Wind. It's kind of helpful. We will get some bonus move speed from that, but the combination we really wanted is Hyper Sprint and a boon called Rush Delivery. Hyper Sprint increases your speed to 100% when you dash, or by 100% when you dash, excuse me. And Rush Delivery gives you bonus damage equal to a percentage of your move speed, which you can probably guess how that goes. It stacks damage very nicely. Hey, Athena.
Your foes shall soon find it in.
So we want Divine Flourish here. That basically fills the requirements for Merciful End. We got Mid Shop. We got... Ooh. As weird as this sounds, we want this room because that little glow there is a community mod pack thing that says, hey, this is a fountain chamber. No?
That's good.
Grab that.
Steady now.
So it looks like they're going to try to give us Dionysus for our fourth god. We can work with Dionysus because we do have the core part of what we need, which is Ares and Athena with Zeus is kind of a nice bonus.
Zagreus.
See you.
The other nice thing about Athena is she gives us deflection of all these projectiles. We're going to take advantage of that.
Zag, hey, I know you haven't got a lot of time to listen to me prattle on like this, and so I'm cutting.
And what we can do here is basically Dionysus has several boons that do not require a palm. They basically are just as is, and this premium vintage one is actually quite nice because it gives us a free nectar and we get a free boost to our boon. And also some extra life, which that's also helpful.
Next up. Time to collect.
Yeah. We got Twist of Hermes or another palm. In this case, I am going to go Hermes just because it fills out his second spoons. Hermes is considered basically your bonus god. He kind of multiplies stuff from the others usually.
Suffer.
So you can see that little lightning bolt there that hit the guy while he was on the other side of the screen. That's because he was launching an attack while he was jolted. But very useful.
There he is.
Alright, so there's our hyper sprint. Of course. That's alright.
Felt that.
So we've got end shop or a palm. We've got enough coin that we can actually pay pretty well for end shop, so let's go in here and see what we find. I'm really hoping for an Ares or Athena boon. We get Zeus, because of course we do. We'll buff Jolted there. I'd kind of like to buff Ares, but oh well. We're going to take the double strike here. That actually fills out a boon for Zeus's legendary. Might get that combo and see what happens.
What's the matter, Lerner? You seem quite upset.
He really does. Well, she, but you know.
We'll chat later, okay?
This is actually a pretty good configuration for learning, and you may notice if you run the game in vanilla mode, this chamber looks a lot different, and that is why we take extreme measures too. On the one hand, lava. So much lava. It does not make our life easier. On the other hand, it makes this fight a lot faster because we can get to the heads a lot quicker and take them out like this. We're basically asking risk versus reward. The risk is that you take a lot more damage in here because it is such close quarters, the lava, the tight movement. The reward is we finish that fight in like 28 seconds.
Your neck went.
So, you know, not bad. And that's Saf's for them.
You crossed through all of Asphodel's
Let's
defenses.
see here.
He sure did. So I'm taking a coin purse here. And then grab an extra summon for my companion. We're using Megara, as you probably saw.
Closer.
And then we're going to go upstairs. I am hoping that with the extra coin we bought, we will be able to quickly get a Athena or Ares boon, activate Merciful End, hopefully pick up Divine Dash to kind of finish our build, and then go to town. The fact they're throwing more Zeus spins at me is actually funny. Kind of. In the I'm going to laugh at this because otherwise I'll start yelling kind of way. So this is Elysium. These guys we're fighting here are the souls of defeated champions. You have bright swords, bright spears, and I think they call the archers bright bows. And the shield guys, which are bright shields. And it's mandatory for a run to let you know that if the shield guys spawn in, they're always looking to their left. So if you stand to the right of them and then hit them, they will not be able to raise that shield to defend against it. See, we just kind of stay on his good side, by which I mean his less defended side. And we're going to pick up another hammer here. This one is more random. In this case, I am going for the long knuckle.
There it is.
Extends our shots a bit. Another Zeus room. You are... That's great, guys. Thanks. So we've got these chariots here. We're just going to try to clean these guys up quickly. Basically, the way most of these rooms work is that there's a certain score you have to pass, measured by the enemies you are facing. Armored enemies are always worth more, but high HP enemies like the butterfly balls and the chariots do help you get through it faster. And in this case, we've got a mid shop, so we're going to take that. But hey, we got an Ares boon.
Should help keep me going.
Didn't get the duo?
What else we got?
Got the duo. Okay, we've got Merciful End. Gonna grab a little extra health here. We can't get a duo off of that duo. Basically, the double god room where you basically pick the favorite, the other one gets mad, you fight, and then they both give you boons. And you'd think that maybe a duo boon at the end of that would make sense, but that's not how it works. I didn't do it, guys. I'm sorry. But you can see now that we've got that Merciful End. We trigger the Doom damage, we hit it with the, in this case, Athena Special. The Doom immediately goes off. And once we have Divine Dash, just pressing by these guys will trigger Doom. And if you think, wow, we can really stack up damage that way, you're absolutely right. It really helps make the boss fights, in particular the dad fight, a lot easier. There we go, we got a boost there. We're going to go ahead and take another pomegranate here. I want to see if we can palm our Ares damage a bit more. Now, the problem with these guys is when they're not armored, aside from the fact they make these extra souls you have to defeat, they're not actually worth that much in terms of the points the game uses to say, okay, you can move on. So we basically get a bunch of these guys we got to take out, and well, it's annoying, honestly. Like, they're not bad to deal with compared to some other enemies. Like, this soul thing is a little bit, you know, I gotta kill you twice, but whatever. The fact that we gotta kill them twice, though, and kill a lot of them twice, that's where we have a problem.
The power of the gods.
And we'll just keep buffing some of our other boons. Hey, we got an Athena room. We've got the giant butterfly ball, everybody's favorite. Which is actually kind of true, because the other mini-boss option for Elysium is Asterius, and Asterius is a great character. I love him. His fight is very slow because it's a multi-stage mini-boss fight. Alright, now we've got Divine Dash. We've basically got our core build running. I'm going to grab some obol so that we can have some money for the end shop. And this is basically what we want to see, because you see, we just do that. and bye-bye. Even better when we have the cutter, because that basically can hit multiple enemies at once. Okay, we lose Defiance there. That's annoying, but it's not the end of the world. We may get lucky. The free room in Elysium is Patroclus, and one of the item stoppers actually regenerates all your Defiances. But if we don't get lucky, it doesn't look like we're going to, because we're almost out of here, there is the possibility of either getting a Kiss of Styx from the well, or because Athena is in our god pool, she has several boons that restore your Defiances. So, you know, we'll just kind of work with this. Static discharge, and we're going to go to the end shop. Notice another Zeus pin. I can't make this stuff up.
You're doing business.
Ah, and here we go. Impending Doom. This is one of our nice-to-haves. As you can see, it boosts our damage by 70% on each of those Doom procs. If you proc a lot of Doom, it really starts to hurt. And these are the heroes.
Asterius and I shall smite you back into the lowest depths of hell.
Yeah, this guy. Don't even. Asterius is the real threat here, mostly.
Let's even this up.
And while Theseus here is posturing, you may notice that we are in fact getting stuff done. In fact, Theseus basically is done now. Thanks, Theseus. We appreciate you showing that off. Asterius here, he's a little tougher out. But, tough out or not, there he goes.
That's all for today's show. Until next time, good Shade.
Check out our supported Shade, and off we go. On to the final biome, Styx, which is kind of on the surface, kind of not. It's a little complicated and metaphysical. Short version,
I'm out of here.
You're on the surface if you want to. More importantly, we got to get through a little labyrinth here. Labyrinth. Yes, I can talk. And you know what the best part of this is? With the community mod pack, it automatically gives you a sack on the second tunnel. If you play this in vanilla, you basically can go up to 5 tunnels without getting the satyr sack you need to head out of here. It stinks. We do not have an Athena tunnel. I'm hoping maybe one of her boons will be in the shop. If not, we're going to try to hit a well and see if we can get Kiss of Styx. We do have some rerolls left that we can use for this to help maybe tweak the odds in our favor. These are satyrs, they're jerks, they poison you. Basically, you want to get rid of those guys as soon as you can. The other nice thing about Electric Shot, and for that matter, Athena's cast Phalanx Shot, which we may use in a different build for a different weapon, is that they bounce between enemies. Gets rid of them nice and quick. Alright, so bringing a mini boss here. This is Anthony. He is a very big rat. Basically, the regular large rats are called Tonys. Our big rat here is called Anthony. He has a very vicious little brother who we won't be seeing, who we call Antonio, because he's essentially the dawn of the rats, if you will. And it looks like we have one more enemy up here we need to take care of. And then we get our boon. Theoretically, this is actually faster than some of the other options. this case, yeah, we'll take the Curse of Vengeance because it's extra dots we can stack, and it's also boosted by that same impending doom that we're using on the other hand. You can see I've been poisoned. This happens.
I can use this.
There is an Athena boon here, and we can refill a Death Defiance, so that's really great. It helps us considerably, and for our second one, we'll go ahead and use these. Hi!
No thanks. Found it already.
There we go, we've got our Satyr set.
Oh, what is this stuff?
Don't want to know. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do the revenge effects sometimes occur without taking damage. Again, more dots to stack.
Hope this can get me out of here.
Grab that last
Cheers,
boon.
mate.
Alright, we're not getting the epic, but we can get the Storm Lightning, which will basically send off our electric shot and other lightning bolts to bounce multiple times. Well, more times. This may not be as useful, but it depends on what adds that our final boss will want to spawn. As for who is our final boss, well, the game is named Hades. This shouldn't be a shock.
Father.
Perhaps the blasted fates shall favor me for once.
Maybe. I mean, things happen.
Megara.
Forgive me, Lord.
No wasting Megara's
So it's our last spawn of Meg. We use that to basically speed up getting him out of here. So you can see in this case, he did summon some smaller adds. We're just taking care of those. That shield he mentioned is the boon or the keepsake I took for this biome, which is Eurydice Acorn. Basically, it gives us a few hits worth of invincibility for boss damage. Now we're gonna flambe her down. Alright. He's done, right? No, he's not.
I shall not fall to you again.
So basically what we're doing here is we're just going to keep rolling damage on him, especially while we have another Death Defiance to use.
It's my last chance.
We've basically gotten him down to his second phase here. He's going to try to hug us. We're going to hug him. By hug, I mean he's trying to basically nuke us with lightning. But again, we're going to hug our dad. This is a good thing to do, you know? For all the things we don't have in common, we still love each other, right? Like, that's a thing. And there he is. A little closer than I normally like to make that. 5 HP left. But, hey, 5 chances to live.
You're quite strong.
I did it.
All right. Close, though. Very close call. So, not my best time ever, but not bad. 16 minutes is pretty good.
Good.
All right. No fish to catch this time, so there we go. We fall down. We go boom. This time.
Feels like it's been a while, everybody.
I could technically use the quick death to respawn us right into the chamber, but it's kind of fun to see those reactions. Or hear them. So we're going to go back to our staging area. This time we're going to... you know what? I'm going to do the shield because it's already set to give me some bonus dark niches. This is the Aspect of Beowulf. It is the hidden shield. We're going to select Poseidon as our god. We're going to keep things pretty much the same with our heat here for the Pact of Punishment.
Ready.
And here we go for try number 2. So this is our hammer for this one. It is called Charge Shot. Normally you basically do a big charge dash with your cast that does damage when you arrive. In this case, we're now firing that cast basically like a bow, except we also still get the defensive shield, which, as someone who gets hit by stuff a lot, I particularly enjoy.
I may both right.
And now we're going to go see Poseidon for our first boon. Then we're getting to have real fun.
How many now?
You can charge this with multiple casts, like I'm doing right here. See, that took out a couple enemies at once, which is always fun. And here we go. It's our wet uncle. And he's being very nice and giving us an epic cast. Now, I did hear the Chaos Boon open there, but I'm taking this one just because we do have some boons we want to get. Having some extra gold for that is very useful.
Excellent.
We've got Nectar again. This will not give us the extra HP that Dionysus was giving us, but it will still buff one of our boons. So we only have one boon right now. It's the cast we're using. I wonder what it'll do.
Cheers.
Yeah, why not?
What's for sale?
Nothing that we really need, so we're going to keep moving.
Do not mess with me right now.
What I would have taken if they had had it would have been a Light of Ixion, which would have cast Chaos Gate in the next available room. But that's alright. Okay, we got Athena next. We can work with that. This is the Phantom Sneak. They are kind of a butt. However, catching them on the rebound usually works pretty good. What we're going to do here is, I could take Divine Dash, but I'm actually going to start with Divine Strike.
Your wisdom guide me.
The reason for this is this will make all of our shots deflect, just like we did with the special in our last run. There we go, and all those armored enemies means this room went very quickly. Pomegranate here, we have a cloud here. I will take that extra use for our summon because, honestly, there's more people we want to get with the summon than we actually get supplied with, even when we're maxed out on our keepsake. Well, companion keepsake. Technically, they're all keepsakes. It's a little confusing, but basically we want Meg to basically go in and do a lot of damage for us semi-regularly in each biome, and having an extra summon is another way to make sure we have her for the dad fight. Good, we're getting a lot of pumps here. This is great. You can see that the Blood Flare here is very good for crowd control, both because of the cast and because of the knockback. And now we have the mid shop. Let's see, next room is that. Dionysus is not necessarily who we're looking, but it'd be useful. So
I'll pay for that.
Ah, perfect. We got another one of those premium vintages.
Nice.
Get another buff, grab another heart. little more HP, a little more buffs. Dionysus and Poseidon can also give us a duo bone called Exclusive Accents, which basically makes all of our boons rare or better, or excuse me, epic or better. I'm not worrying about that yet, because that requires putting Dionysus in a core boon, which in this case would probably be 80. I really ideally want to pick up Artemis to put in our secondary. That opens up a duo boon called Mirage Shot, and then possibly Zeus, so we can take Zeus's aid, and it would potentially open up the Sea Storm boon, which is basically his combo with Zeus, and it does what it says on the tin. Basically makes a nice electric attack. Okay, we got a Mystery God and we got Hermes. I'm going to see if we can maybe find... Nope, no extra coin in these vases. I don't want to chance it. We need Artemis for this build to really get going.
Hello, Fury
not that
sisters.
it's bad, but she makes it so much better. And we'll talk about why when we get to that. And the nice thing about having a Pina Boon is on our deck is we can serve back those little evil tennis balls. They don't actually know that they're tennis balls, but I do know that, you know, we're going to deflect them. They do damage, they're green, they could be tennis balls. So one of the reasons we don't love Tisiphone to show up as our Fury fight is she will do these room reconfigurations, which on the one hand it gets smaller every time, so with things like the Flood Flare we're almost guaranteed to hit her. But on the other hand, it does take some extra time compared to just a straight beat 'em up. But we got her. We're good. So I'm going to take Artemis's spearhead here as our or arrowhead, excuse me, to force her as our god to show up. I'm also going to take this Nail of Talos because we don't have anything that will specifically damage armor right now at an additional rate. So being able to do 50% damage to armor will help us strip enemies down and take them out a little faster.
Love that sulfur smell.
Don't we just? Sorry, grab a quick drink of water while we were loading in there. Don't forget to hydrate, everybody. If you haven't had a drink of water in a little bit, do. Also, take your meds if you haven't already today. That's important. Self-care is really good. The whole point of this marathon is we're protesting some of the bullshit going on from the Supreme Court and other branches of the U.S. government. Take care of yourselves. We take care of each other because it's obvious that there ain't no cavalry coming.
Loaded.
Oh yeah, and don't forget that you can use Tiltify and the Twitch integration to pretty much donate right out of the chat. So I want to say it's !donate, and it'll help you with that. Can you tell I host for other marathons a lot? Probably. Yeah. Alright, here we go.
You face down there have died already.
We're going to take Divine Flourish here. That opens up Mirage Shot as a possible boon. We're going into mid-shop. I should have checked if the other boat was a free room, but... Alright. Perfect. Alright, so Mirage Shot, you see how it says it deals a second projectile with each cast? It's supposed to be 30% damage. Funny story! So, Supergiant, who developed the game, left a little bug in the code that if you're using Blood Flare on Beowulf, it doesn't do 30% damage. It does 100% extra damage. And some people who were looking at the code for modding and other purposes went to Supergiant and said, hey, did you guys see that? And I believe the the developer's exact reaction was, oh, that's funny, winky face. So, That's in there as a little bonus from them to us, which is very sweet of them. And it's why we take advantage of that for speedrunning, because, well, more damage, more enemies go away. We like it when they go away. Just like that.
Oh, hey, Zach, here's a toast to your success, so...
Alright, so Dionysus is definitely going to be our guy here. We are early enough that I'm actually going to take Strong Drink, because those bonuses from fountains will help us out. And since we have Athena here, we're going to go and see if we can get Divine Dash.
Hit me if you can, witches.
Set up, we're going to bring Meg over. Alright, we didn't quite get the Meg placement I wanted, but we got enough to take him out very quickly, so good enough. And there's that Divine Dash. Aw, and we get a free boon and a fountain. That will count towards our Strong Drink bonus. So we're going to be getting a 5% global damage bonus each time we drink from a fountain. Let's go ahead and we're going to take that 90% trap reduction. Partially because that will apply to the lava. Partially because it'll also apply to the poison in sticks. And I like 90% damage reduction a lot. Alright, we can't afford that Hermes boon, but we can afford this random. We'll go ahead and take Unshakable Metal here. I've heard some people say it works amazing. I have heard some people say they don't think it works at all. The last run I was on, I got told really it's good for you, so we'll try it.
Lenny, hiss once if you think you're going to lose.
No stuns and some reduced damage is also good, so
Meg, help.
we'll have Meg help us out with that first one. Start the next phase of the fight here with our friends. Miscalculate entirely, so I have to go into the lava. That's great. It's okay. We are still cleaning things out very quickly, which is good. Alright. Rude.
Okay.
How dare you keep that invincibility up longer? Alright. So we aim that so we can do a fair bit of collateral damage. The one downside with this configuration of the Hydra heads is you can see we've got these ones that are tossing fireballs that are lingering on the platforms and turning into lava. That's what the main head was doing in our last fight. It's really no less annoying when the little heads do it. It lasts slightly less time. That's about the only benefit. And boom! There we go. I'm not going for an incredible time here, but that's okay. The shield, by nature, is a little slower. And hey, we're making progress. Which got our core boons this time, so I'm actually going to go with one of Charon's keepsakes.
Any boons worth giving up?
And I'm going to actually trade in that Unshakable Metal for a whole ton of coin. And then...
What else we got?
This will double the duration of various items, so extra move speed. We'll take that Eye of Lamia to spawn some health along the way.
One more floor.
And off we go. What I'm really hoping to see as we get some wells in Elysium is extra casts or Braids of Atlas, which increase our cast damage. We can keep those running for a good bit of the biome. It's just one more thing that speeds us up. So, speaking of up, here's Hermes. Let's go see what he's got for us.
And don't come back.
Yeah, unfortunately they don't listen to that. Wish they did. But yeah, you can see our damage output on these Mirage Shot casts. Went from about 450, 500 to 950, 1,000. Alright. Don't see
How about a
here.
different set of choices?
And take another shot. Don't want to burn everything, so we're going to take Greater Haste. We're going to get another move speed boost. Take Athena here, and we've actually got all of our Death Defiances, which is nice, so I might see if we can get her Legendary, which is basically a shield that'll do more damage reduction. And that was the effect of that Eye of Lamia. It's basically dropping Euros for us.
Just trying to respawn.
Not anymore.
Accept this message.
Alright, we're going to take the Brilliant Riposte. And we'll take the mid shop here.
Just what I need.
Alright, so I'm going to take the Razor Shoals. Same idea as some of the stuff we did in the last run of Dionysus. It's more dots. We'll turn up that deflect damage. I think we're going to take the regular room for Dionysus here. Fill him out as our aid. If exclusive access does pop, I'll take it, happily. Or no, I don't think he can until he's in the 8 slot. I thought about it. The other one I would take if it shows up is After Party, which basically heals you after each encounter to below a certain point. And in the case of the Epic After Party, basically if you're at 50% health, it'll heal you up closer to 75, which is really nice, actually.
Hades.
We've got Positive Outlook, we've got Dionysus Aid. I'll take that Dionysus Aid to fill out the core slot, and we may get exclusive access later. And we're going to go for this Patroclus room, because free room. A lot of times we use this to recharge our Death Defiance. We're actually in pretty good shape right now. We're at full health, we've got all of our Death Defiance, so I'm taking the Cyclops Jerky Select. So that's going to give us 60% bonus damage on each attack, which stacks with Mirage Shot. Kind of fun. Also going to go ahead and get that second hammer out of the way. There's a couple options that might show up that would be useful. I think the one I'd like to see is, there's one that if you block an attack, you're now sturdy for 20 seconds. Excuse me. Sturdy basically means you can't be stunned and you can't be knocked out of doing, say, your cast damage by other damage. I am so sorry, guys. I'm probably going to sneeze on mic. It's allergy season. I swear I took a Claritin today, but,
mix up my
you know.
style.
Alright, so... Dashing Wallop is probably the best option we're going to get there from what we saw. Here's another Hermes room. We'll take that.
Flame wheels.
These are the flame wheels. Some people call them the little cat chariots. They're terrible. Well, that one did set up a trap kill for the other one, so I'm going to take that.
Got to hold on. What else? In the name of Hades.
Fun times. Alright, none of these are great, but none of them are also worth doing a replacement reroll. So I'm just going to take quick recovery. It's meh. I'm going to see what we got up here. I'll go ahead and take the Chaos Gate, because we might be able to get some extra casts out of this, depending on what he's offering. Well, they are offering, really. They're kind of everything.
Expected you to come. I'm surprised to see you, son of Hades. Where shall your journey take you?
Let's see. All of these suck.
How about a different set of choices?
Sorry, I'm not supposed to say that, but you know. I'm going to take the Pauper's Assault. We won't be able to earn some coin, but we've got a good bit of coin. It won't affect the boss fight that much, and we are just about there for the biome again.
Here's the fee.
I'm going to go ahead and take the Breaking Wave. Again, this is about
much better.
Basically stacking damage. More bonus damage for knockbacks and for hitting the wall slams and things like that.
It is as the king said, you will not leave Elysium except through us.
Okay, fair enough. I respect that.
Strike! Lord Zeus, I call upon your might!
Yeah, but one of you is.
See that bull, man?
I do appreciate the love between a man and his bull. Yep. That little starburst is not a video artifact. That's just what happens if you happen to kill a boss while the blood flare animation is going. Alright, so go ahead and set up for sticks here. We actually got most of our summons, so that's worked out well. I don't mind going in with more than what I need because, one, you never know, and two, sometimes it's good just to have overkill. It's like the worst room we could have gotten to start this because of all the little rats, but fortunately Flood Flare does a good job of taking care of these things. Oh.
My chaos boom switched to a new effect.
Perfect. Alright, so that was actually a great example of a maxed out charge shot hitting. We got the crit from Artemis, and basically that was about 3,600 damage on those poor rats. So, obviously got through that chamber very quickly. And it's Antonio again. Hey, buddy.
No problem.
Did you seriously get out of the way? Really? Oh, I can't have that. I hate poison so much. I cannot even tell you how much I do not want that. Ugh.
In the name of Hades.
Just gross. Alright, so we've got Blinding Flash, we've got Brilliant Riposte. That does set up Athena's Legendary, so if there's an Athena boon in the shop... There's not an Athena boon in the shop. There's a Poseidon boon in the shop. I'm going to take that Typhoon's Fury. That sets up his Legendary, which is called... it's Riptide. Basically it does a second knockback damage. Might be useful to see. We'll also see what we get with Artemis here. I did see there was a second Poseidon boon in the back. If we have enough to afford it, I might take it just to see if we get the Legendary. If we don't, I'll just move on. It's great how that works.
There it is already.
There's Satyr Sack. Yeah, that works. It's not the duo or boon I was kind of thinking about taking, but it actually does do a nice job of setting up some extra potential crits. We do not have enough for the Poseidon Boon. We do have enough to get another Centaur Heart. We'll just grab a little extra HP and we're going to go.
See you, boy. Father.
Untold murderous wretches in my realm, all at my beck and call, yet still you made it here.
Well, I do eat right and get plenty of exercise.
Meg!
You are embarrassing me, Zach.
You're surely needed elsewhere, Megara.
Got him into the next phase.
There goes my shield.
Darkness.
It's alright. Okay.
Let's finish this.
First round down. Here goes round 2. Evidence actually says very differently, including what we've already seen today. Okay, we can trade. So in this case, the shield can actually block that, so we don't need to hug Dad. We basically just wait for the next time for him to open up, and then we let it go. Like that.
Out of my sight. I failed you again. How?
Like I said, eat right and get plenty of exercise.
Well.
Thank you, Dad. We appreciate you saying that.
In my father's name.
Alright. Yep, big shopping trip. All taken care of.
Limitless darkness.
For you.
Blink. Alright, time for our last run. Time will be when we defeat Hades for the third and final time. Or I get killed in the attempt, either way. Alright, we're going to take the spear. We're going to do a build called Lightning Phalanx, which is again Athena heavy. This is one that used to be meta for a long time and eventually got replaced by Merciful End as better damage output with the Flurry Jab Hammer, which is what's the assigned hammer for this aspect.
Alright.
We're using the aspect of Achilles, and the party trick for this weapon is you can see I'm throwing my secondary and then I get this interesting red glow. Well, that interesting red glow is that the spear is your move. You get bonus damage for the next 4 casts or hits or dash strikes or whatever. Ooh, we can go fishing in Chaos. I usually don't fish during the runs, but this one is actually pretty... Bows tossing an Inferno Bomb on me is not a big deal, and that's a pretty big health boost, so we're going to take that. And we're going to do this fish in Chaos because, well, there's kind of interesting things here. Oh, sweet. Void skates are cool. Those are worth a fair bit when we take that back to the chef, but honestly, just, that's cool. Ah, and that's me hitting the wrong button, but that's okay.
See you at home.
Those wretched things harassing you throughout that underworld.
Now, what we really want from Artemis here is her pressure points, but I'm not going to say no to Deadly Flourish, because that makes our crit chances with the Spirit secondary here a bit higher.
Lights out.
I'm kind of prioritizing the cast over a straight strike on the witches, just because it can deflect their magic. We kind of expect they're going to throw some stuff at us. And there we go. Alright, we're going to take the mid shop here. And as you can probably guess with a name like Lightning Phalanx, the boon we're really looking for next is Zeus. I do see we have a Poseidon there, we have a Hermes. Hey, nice good hyper sprint. Poseidon can work with this because we can take his tidal dash. And as a friend put it during a run a couple days ago, tidal dash is kind of like the glue of Hades speedrun builds. If you're not sure what else to put in there, yeah, go tidal dash. We'll show you why in a moment.
It must get so stuffy in that dreary place now.
Oh, and we even get it as a rare. So Tidal Dash, like a lot of Poseidon Spoons, does damage and knockback. And in this case, that can be bonus damage that basically softens things up or even finishes the job for us. So it's pretty easy to just, like, toss our casts and a few successful strikes around.
Power of Olympus.
And I'm actually going to palm it over Phalanx Shot because of the way it works, and it scales really, really nicely. Not quite as dramatically as Jolted and Zeus Spoons do, but pretty darn good.
You're nothing. I bet Charon's going to want all this.
Yeah, probably. Not so bad start here. I actually just knocked my phone onto my mouse. That's not helpful at all. And yes, I am one of those weirdos who plays keyboard and mouse. I grew up in the 80s. It's more comfortable to me than a joypad or a control pad. Look, at least I'm not trying to play the game on a all keyboard or like a CH flight stick or something, because I'm pretty sure I could set up a Thrustmaster to actually run this game if I tried. We've already got people like Archelena and Lapras running 2 players, 1 keyboard, and or 1 controller, and Seagull playing on controller or on all keyboard just to make a point. So nobody needs to see me do a flight stick setup. Besides, they're all better runners than I am, so I will be freely admitting that anytime somebody wants to know. Okay at what I do, but I recognize that people are a lot better. So this is Flurry Jab. And Flurry Jab is important because you may have seen me do a spin attack earlier when I held down the mouse. This gets rid of that spin attack and replaces it with a very fast, high damage quick attack that, much like the some of the other things we've used, scales. We're going to be demonstrating on Electo, because we can.
Get ready.
And there she goes. Bye, Electo. But you could see how quickly damage scaled when I just kind of sat there and just poked her a lot. Poking the Furies is good, actually. So we got that done. Heal up a bit. I am going to select Zeus here. So basically he's going to be the fourth member of our quartet. Nothing that's really that exciting, so we'll go ahead and just jump on. Take our last run through Tartarus here.
Be there soon, Lenny.
Waste not long enough.
Not yet. Good enough to eat.
Alright.
Sharpen my senses.
And there's Zeus. Now you may have noticed I left my attack boon open. This is why. You might also be asking, hey Jamie, if the Tidal Dash is so good, why didn't you use it with the shield build? And the answer is basically that knockback. We want to concentrate enemies when we're using the shield boons and that cast shot. Alright, there are a couple different options, but I'm going to go mid-shot. But when you have Tidal Dash, it pushes things farther apart. It makes it harder to group our shots. In this case, it's not going to matter as much because we're going to be doing a lot of rebalance. Like that. So Lightning Phalanx basically now makes our Phalanx shots bounce between targets, and oddly enough, we have the setup for Mirage Shot too. I wonder why. It's not quite as broken as the Mirage Shot with Blood Flare combo, but it's still pretty broken, and it's fun.
Lord Uncle Zeus.
Hi, Zeus. We do not want Lightning Rod, that one kind of sucks, so we're going to do Static Discharge. So now we are going to jolt people with our primary attack. We've got a good start on our damage curve, we've got our bouncing phalanxes. Life is good. We don't have Mirage Shot yet, but that's a nice to have, not a must have. There we go. Don't you hate it when guys hide in the corners?
Let's be the last of them.
Boy, I hope so, because that's a lot.
Good enough to eat.
Oh, it's jolted there. And then, yeah, we'll go for the Hermes room here. We've already got Hyper Sprint. Let's see if we get lucky and get rush delivery. We haven't really had to use rerolls yet. We have a few to play with.
More Dracons.
Oh, that's a lot of those guys. One nice thing about this room is we're seeing a lot of armored enemies, so we can clean up this mess pretty well.
Message for me.
Very nice.
How do we pick the pace up just a little, cuz?
Rush delivery, 100% bonus damage from our bonus speed.
That's good speed.
So we've got that 100% speed bonus. That means 200% damage bonus. Isn't that nice? I think it's really nice. Alright. Got a palm slice here.
Now, here's something for you.
We're going to go ahead and take Artemis's support fire here because that opens up one of the combinations for her legendary, which gives us more casts. And since we're a cast-based build, kind of, it helps.
We'll have to catch up some other time, Lerny.
We're mostly just kind of a delete things build, honestly, but the casts are part of that. There. As you can see, I didn't even need to use Meg for that phase because we basically just one-shotted it. We will use Meg for the second head phase here since I forgot to use her.
Too hot for
We take a death here, that's okay. That kind of happens in this one.
Come on, you flying bastard.
Hi, Learning. That was Asphodel for the last time.
Lovely chatting with you, Lerny dear.
Totally was. Absolutely great conversation.
They're already expecting you up in Elysium.
Gonna go ahead and take the purse again because we may try to hunt for a couple boons. I'm gonna go ahead and take the Light of Ixion because adding chaos effects has been working well for us, and that's potentially another way to get more casts. We may get that right off the bat here. We'll see. Yep. I'm just gonna take a quick look. Yeah, we can work. Poseidon would have been a potential chance for Mirage Shot, but... No! There we go. Next 4 encounters, take a bunch of damage from traps, then you get a cast. It's pretty easy to avoid traps in Elysium, so... We're also doing even more damage by traps to our enemies, so... I think this one's kind of a win-win. Alright, let's go get that other hammer and see what we get. Okay, yes, I said it was kind of easy to avoid traps, and then I got nailed in the face by one. I'm not always bright, okay? But I am enjoying bouncing that phalanx shot around, because you can see what kind of damage it's doing.
Now to fix up this spear.
We're going to take extending jab. Same kind of reason as the extending punch. How much coin do I? Please get out of here, Steam notification. Okay, yeah, we'll take mid shop. We can potentially get another boon here. And though Athena is nice to have, she's not actually really who I wanted to see here. Buff Jolted. We'll go for another palm. Well, that one's on me. We'll see if we run into Patroclus again. If not, well, like I mentioned in the previous run, the nice thing about having Athena in your god pool is you can often get some boosts to your Death Defiances. Yeah, I'll take a Zeus room here. We can still get Zeus's aid. That will finish kind of our core build stuff.
Get away from him.
What's the butterfly chamber?
Butterflies. Whatever. Okay, we'll take Zeus's aid here. Then we'll take the Poseidon room and hopefully get Mirage Shot. Now that we've got all our core boons filled out, it should be more likely. Got our epic razor trolls, but that's not necessarily what I want. Else? Let's try one more time. Nope, it's just not happening. Alright, we'll go with the 20 rupture damage per second. Yeah, we'll go with Athena here. We'll see if we can get a Death Defiance back. That was a fun room. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get that Death Defiance back. And nothing super compelling there. We'll go to End Shop and see what we find.
No urns permitted.
Alright, we got an Arrow Spoon. Pressure points here. With Flurry Jab, that ups our damage potential a lot. And I don't have enough to buy the hero. Fortunate, but, you know, worst case, we get a Death Defiance back, and if we have to use it, we have to use it. And I'm out of spawns for Meg, because I miscounted, honestly. That's alright, we can work with that. Okay, this is actually pretty good. We got both of them into their second phases already. And there we are. That was like 15 seconds. Heck yeah.
Sure. To my greatest fan.
Always thank your support of Shade.
Tread lightly, boy.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know any other way.
Do something like that. Oh, I don't really want to get rid of any of those. I would kind of like that extra Meg thing, though. So let's
ungrateful here.
No, okay. I'm gonna hang on to that stuff.
I'm almost to the top. The surface.
So if we get Artemis's Legendary, that's called Fully Loaded. I believe I have now met the prereqs for it, and it will give us 2 additional casts, so we would have a total of 6, which would be very nice. Let's see, I'm going to take Athena here for the mini-boss fight, get that out of the way relatively quickly, and then we'll do the Poseidon Chamber and hope for Mirage Shot, but I'm not betting on it right now. There's a point where your luck runs out. And I think we might be getting there, but, you know, we'll take what we can get for as long as we can get it.
What is this stuff? Can't quite get acclimated to this smell.
All right, got that nicely. Let's.
No thanks.
This is our last reroll here. Not get a Death Defiance back, but we do get the trap damage. I think that's what I'm going to take because it'll reduce our vulnerability to the poison here. We'll go through here, and... Alright, we've got an Artemis boon.
Here's the fee.
Alright, we'll take the exit wounds. It's not what I wanted, but it's what we're getting. We can work with it. It's at least an epic, so it's extra damage. We can stack a little more die. We can't kill him by, you know, the build we wanted to. We can kill him with the build we have.
Bad time to be a little short of coin.
Yeah, that's not what we wanted. Really hoping to see another spindle there to get our companion back. It would be nice to have her for the dad fight. It's obviously not required. We can kick his butt on our own, but, you know, 2,500 free damage is 2,500 free damage. But at least we do get Mirage Shot. I'll take that. Throwing out more casts is always good.
One Sata sack for one good boy. That's quite.
We can grab that last pawn and go ahead and buff our title dash one more time. This is technically a few seconds I could have saved by just going to Cerberus and running, but it's alright.
Bye for now, boy.
Alright, here we go. Like I mentioned, time will be on the final dad hit.
I must admit, this is a welcome change of pace from all the parchment work.
See, you love this.
Darkness. I'll boil your blood.
No more acorn.
Alright, first phase now.
We're not finished. This is for your own good. Shall be so.
This is great. He's doing the limited cast instead of the 360 cast. It means we can basically just rain down on him and stay out of his way.
Why you?
Okay. Mishandled that one, but that's okay. We had the Death Defiance to burn. And that's time!
Again, you have defeated me somehow.
Alright. So, very good. Want to do a few shout-outs here. My girlfriend Catherine, who is watching the run. Love you. See you soon. The Hades speedrunning Discord and the speedrunning community in general, it's a really newbie-friendly community. They love having people come in and ask, how do I get started? There's a bunch of guides available. There's a link to the Discord on the speedrun.com board. Community mod pack team, again, Museus, LMNOP, Seagull, the developers who have been kind of tweaking and working on this. We're on 1.3.0 right now. 1.4 is being tested. When 1.4 comes out, that'll be the new validated version for the leaderboard. Supergiant for making the game that got me into roguelikes. I had never played a roguelike that much before I got Hades, and I fell in love with it and started speedrunning it. So, and thank you again to the really Fight the Power guys for inviting me to be part of this marathon. Don't forget, trans rights are human rights. Women's rights are human rights. And legislation that is used to affect one group is going to be used to affect all eventually, because that's how fascism tends to work. Again, downside of being a history major is, well, sometimes you know what the book says and things just kind of line up. But we can still fight back, still do things. We can take care of each other. We can take care of our own. So look after each other, guys. Be kind. You don't have to be nice, but you need to be kind. And I think that's it for me. So thank you again for bringing me in and letting me run.